Caboodle. She is a 20-year-old Pacific walrus. Over to my right is Cora. She is a 4-year-old calf of Caboodles. Can you say hi? You wave? That's nice. So Caboodle is a very special part of our walrus family. We celebrate these guys every single day, but especially during this week. A couple things with Caboodle. She's a big girl. She's around 1,800 pounds. Right? And she eats around 50 pounds of food a day. She's going to get an assortment of food like clams and then different types of fish. She's very smart. She's one of my favorite parts of my job is getting to work with her and take care of her. And one of the things that Caboodle excels at is her voluntary husbandry. Anything that you would go to a doctor for, like getting a blood sample or getting an x-ray done, ultrasounds, Caboodle does that voluntarily, which is a pretty good thing for her to know. I can ask her simple things like asking her to open her mouth. She's got teeth back there. She's got 16 teeth in her mouth that she will use to crush clamshells. You guys hear how she slurps up that food? That's a pretty cool feature that walruses have. She has this nice little mustache, the whiskers, and she uses those to forage on the bottom of the ocean floor. And then once she finds the food, she slurps it up just like that. If you look all the way up, you guys see those beautiful distinguishing tusks? Those tusks are used to haul out on sea ice. They're very important. If you didn't know, the scientific name in Latin means tooth-walking seahorse. They use those tusks to haul out on ice floes, so they're very, very important. Speaking of sea ice, walruses and other animals like polar bears, seals, and belugas, just for example, they rely on the sea ice. They live in the northernmost part of the planet, the Arctic. And sadly, that sea ice is sadly melting. It's really melting at an alarming rate, and it's providing extra challenges for the animals, and it's changing their patterns and behaviors. Walruses, for example, they are marine mammals, but they can't swim indefinitely. They need places like the sea ice to haul out on just to rest. Female walruses like Caboodle here, they utilize that ice for birthing their young, nursing their young, and even raising their calves. But with the lack of sea ice right now, they're having to travel further distances away from where they normally would go. Caboodle, Cora, Garfield, and Aurora are excellent ambassadors for their species. You know, they bring awareness to the guests every single day. When we get to witness our guests that come into the park and they get to come face to whiskers with the walrus, they learn a little bit about these animals, and they leave the park caring and inspired to care a little bit more about this animal as well as the fragile Arctic ecosystem. Everyone can be into walrus conservation, whether it's just small daily actions that you do every single day. Recycling, reduce the amount of plastic that you use, reuse, shop at local businesses, consume and eat sustainable fish. When you're at home, you know, when you leave a room, turn off the light. If you have small electronic gadgets, they don't need to be charged unnecessarily. And then of course, if you're leaving your house, bump that thermostat up a couple degrees, because you don't realize that small little things that you do can make a really big impact on the Arctic and the animals that call the Arctic their home.
Okay.